SS Lane Victory. The SS Lane Victory is more than just another historical relic from World War II. It is a national historic landmark, and a Korean national memorial. SS Lane Victory is the last remaining ship, from World War II, named for a black American, Bishop Isaac Lane, founder of the Black College in Jackson, Tennessee. Like the ancient mythical bird, the phoenix, the Lane is a symbol of renewal and rebirth. The Lane Victory began her wartime journey on June 27, 1945, in the closing stages of World War II. She went on to serve with distinction in both the Korean and Vietnam conflicts. In Korea she participated in the saving of 7,000 civilians, becoming a Korean national memorial. After the conflicts she was relegated to silently sit and decay with a future of being scrapped like her sisters. But on June 7, 1989, the ship was officially transferred to the United States Merchant Marine Veterans of World War II, and towed into Los Angeles Harbor. Service and rebirth. During World War II, Victory ships participated in the battles of Okinawa, Iwo and the occupation of the Japanese mainland. From 1945 to 1947 the Lane Victory carried troops and supplies to Japan and other South Pacific ports. Mothballed in 1948, it was reactivated for Korean War service in 1950. The ship took part in evacuation of U.S. Marines from Wonsan Harbor, North Korea, carrying troops, supplies, and also participating in the historic evacuation of 7,000 refugees in one voyage in June 1950, from North Korea to Busan, South Korea. After being placed back in storage until 1965, the ship was once again called to military service to transport supplies to Southeast Asia. Between 1966 and 1971, the Lane Victory logged 6 voyages to South Vietnam in support of combat operations. The ship was deactivated to the Navy Ready Reserve in 1971, pending being scrapped. In June 1988, the U.S. Merchant Marine Veterans of World War II obtained title to the vessel via an act of Congress and presidential order by President Reagan. History of the Victory ships. The United States Warshipping Administration commissioned the design of a cargo ship with a waterline length between 400 and 450 feet, steam propulsion, and with one propeller in February 1942. Officially designated a Victory ship on April 28, 1943. They were an enhancement of the previous Liberty ship design that was produced in much greater numbers, having a higher speed of 15 to 17 knots and longer range compared to the Liberty ship's 11 knots. The higher speed was important because it made them less easy prey to U-boats, and was achieved by using improved engines over the Liberty's triple expansion reciprocating steam engine to the more modern, faster steam turbine engines with a power output between 6,000 and 8,500 horsepower. They also had electrically powered auxiliary equipment rather than steam-powered and strengthened hulls compared to Liberty ships. The Victory ships were armed with a 5-inch stern gun for use against submarines, a bow-mounted 3-inch anti-aircraft gun and a 20mm cannon, also for use against aircraft. These weapons were manned by United States Naval Armed Guard personnel, members of the United States Navy. The unknown service. About 8,300 seamen were killed at sea, 12,000 wounded, of whom at least 1,100 died from their wounds, and 663 men and women were taken prisoner. Some were blown to death, some incinerated, some drowned, some froze, and some starved. A total of 31 ships vanished without a trace to a watery grave. 1 in 26 merchant mariners serving aboard merchant ships in World War II died in the line of duty. Thus merchant mariners, all of whom were civilians, suffered the greatest percentage of war-related casualties and deaths than all other U.S. military services. History can sometimes be very cruel. During World War II, shipping casualties were kept secret to keep the information about enemy successes from the public and to continue to attract and keep mariners at sea. Newspapers carried essentially the same story each week: 2 medium-sized Allied ships sunk in the Atlantic. In reality, the average for 1942 was 33 Allied ships sunk each week. As a result, the general public then and now knows very little about the sacrifice these men made to the war effort. Preserving the SS Lane Victory. The SS Lane Victory is a United States merchant marine vessel built by California Shipbuilding Company, on Terminal Island in Los Angeles, California, and launched in May 1945. It is the last original, unmodified and fully operational VC-2 SAPC-type merchant transport vessel of the World War II era, one of 534 Victory-class ships built between the years 1942 to 1945. In 1988, work began to restore it as a living memorial to honor the 8,000 merchant marine seamen lost in World War II. The ship was towed to the port of Los Angeles, where dedicated volunteers began extensive restoration work to attain operational status. This effort culminated in June 1990, when the SS Lane Victory was declared a National Historic Landmark. She embarked passengers for her inaugural Victory at Sea cruise on October 3, 1992. From 1992 through 2014, she cruised the waters off of Los Angeles, hosting thousands of visitors on cruises and at dockside, provided vocational training to future merchant mariners, acted as a training venue for Homeland Security and local law enforcement personnel, and provided scout and sea cadet education. In 2014, on a shakedown cruise, she had a major boiler failure. Financial problems, due to the loss of income from the cruises and the coronavirus pandemic shutdown, have slowed returning the ship to operational status. Now it is up to this generation to continue what the greatest generation started. In the Great War there was a saying, "Loose lips sink ships." Don't let apathy sink the Lane Victory. The ship is a symbol of the decade that shaped the world from 1941 through 1951. Preserving the SS Lane Victory tells the story of the sacrifices that were made to preserve our freedom to future generations. The bravery of the RAF pilots was captured in then Prime Minister Winston Churchill's speech on August 20, 1940, when he said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." The bravery of the merchant mariners was similarly stated when Dwight Eisenhower declared in 1944 that when final victory is ours, there is no organization that will share its credit more deservedly than the merchant marine. Their contribution to final victory will be long remembered. Like the phoenix, she will rise again, serving the next generation while reminding us about the sacrifices made to save the nation. The SS Lane Victory is currently berthed in the port of Los Angeles, in the city of San Pedro.